Hello, Yankees universe, and welcome back to your go-to channel, the New York Yankees News Network. Today, we have 3 jam-packed updates about our Bronx Bombers that have just surfaced in the last few hours. We're talking about the manager, the coaching staff, huge trade rumors, and a devastating injury timeline that is going to affect the 2026 rotation. So if you are a true Yankees fan, you do not want to miss these updates. And yes, before we start the video, I have to request, if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can stay in the loop on everything New York Yankees. All right, let's get right into the first major story. Update 1. Boone stays, but Cashman cleans house. Yankees coaching staff shakeup confirmed. The first and perhaps biggest piece of news we have to tackle is the Aaron Boone situation. We all know the sting of the exit from the American League Division Series at the hands of the Toronto Blue Jays. And after a 94-win season that still saw us miss the American League East title by one single game, the fan base has been demanding answers. Well, General Manager Brian Cashman just gave us the first one. Aaron Boone is running it back. Cashman has put his faith in Boone for a 9th season at the helm in 2026. Now, before you head to the comments, let's look at why. Cashman was asked about this, and he said he sees no diminishment of Boone's dedication, preparation, or his connection with the players. In fact, Cashman said that if Boone were a free agent this fall, he'd get a job rather quickly. When pressed about the disappointing playoff exit, Cashman defended his manager, saying, "I don't think it's about leadership. I just think it's about competition at a given moment in time." He praised Boone's ability to manage all the different personalities, especially here in the pressure cooker of New York. Boone himself is still chasing that elusive championship. He said, "I've been chasing it my whole life," and his pinstriped window hasn't closed yet. That extension he signed in February takes him through the 2027 season. But here is the massive catch, the real story here. While Boone is safe, the dugout around him is being completely shaken up. Cashman confirmed that changes are coming to the coaching staff. First, longtime bullpen coach Mike Harkey will not have his contract renewed for 2026. Also out is the first base and infielders coach Travis Chapman. His contract is also not being renewed. And the changes don't stop there. Assistant hitting coach Pat Roessler, who is 65 years old, won't be returning to the big league staff either. The organization is apparently considering him for another position. So who is replacing them? Well, we know one name. Jake Hurst is being elevated to that assistant hitting coach spot. Hurst has been on the Yankees player development side since 2018, and Cashman said he's earned this opportunity. Apparently, another Major League Baseball club was trying to poach Hurst, which forced the Yankees to respond and promote him. But here is where it gets really uncertain. There is no guarantee that the shakeup is even over. With several managerial openings around Major League Baseball, there's uncertainty about the return of 3 more key figures: batting coach James Rowson, third base coach Luis Rojas, and bench coach Brad Ausmus. Get this, Cashman has already granted permission for the Minnesota Twins to interview James Rowson, and for the Baltimore Orioles, our division rivals, to speak with Luis Rojas about their manager vacancies. Cashman said he anticipates even more requests coming in. So Boone is back, confident in his ability to lead this team and chase number 28, but he's going to be doing it with a potentially brand new staff. What do you think about this, Yankees fans? Is keeping Boone but changing his coaches the right move? Let me know your thoughts down below. Update 2. Bellinger out, Donovan in. Bombers predicted to trade for high, contact All-Star. Alright, we all knew this was coming. Cody Bellinger has officially opted out of his contract. That leaves a hole and a lot of questions. But as one door closes, the rumor mill kicks open another. Right on cue, a new trade prediction has surfaced. That could be the perfect answer. We're looking at the St. Louis Cardinals. Reports indicate they are bound to have a very exciting offseason and will likely be active on the trade market. While they have big names like Sonny Gray and Nolan Arenado that could be trade chips, there is one player who is being called their most intriguing trade chip. That name is All-Star Brendan Donovan. Donovan is coming off a solid season, and the word out of St. Louis is that it seems unlikely the Cardinals will re-sign him beyond the 2027 season. So what's the smart play for them? Trade him now while his value is at its peak and they can get a decent return. So, where do the Bronx Bombers fit in? Major League Baseball analyst Jim Riley has just put out a new prediction. He believes the Cardinals will cut ties with Donovan this offseason in a trade that sends him directly to what he called the desperate New York Yankees. Now, why Donovan? Why is he the guy, especially with Bellinger heading to the open market? According to Riley, it comes down to two things this Yankees lineup desperately needs: elite versatility and a professional plate approach. First, let's talk versatility. Riley said in a video, Brendan Donovan's versatility is key here. And he's not kidding. Donovan can play almost anywhere. Riley's analysis was, Brendan Donovan could play second base, and you can move Jazz, Chisholm Jr., to the outfield. Or Brendan Donovan himself could go to left field where he has played, but it's even deeper than that. This is a guy who could slot in at first base, second base, or third base. He can also play the corner outfield spots. Imagine the flexibility that gives Aaron Boone. With Bellinger gone, one potential scenario is that Aaron Judge slides back to center field for the time being, and Donovan simply plugs in wherever he's needed, acting as a super utility player who gets everyday at-bats. But for me, the most exciting part is his bat. His approach is exactly what this team has been missing. We have power. We all know that. This report notes the Yankees have about 10 guys on the roster who can slug the long ball. What we need are hitters who supplement them. Riley hit the nail on the head. The versatility is key, and also the plate approach. He said, these are the kinds of guys that the New York Yankees need to add to their lineup so that it is less strikeouts, more on base, more contact. Amen. We need a high contact guy to break up the all or nothing sluggers. Donovan is that perfect hitter for what the Yankees are trying to build. He puts the bat on the ball, he gets on base, and he doesn't strike out a ton. This is just a prediction, but it makes a ton of sense. What do you all think? Would Brendan Donovan be the missing piece for this offense? Is he the answer now that Bellinger is back on the open market? Let me know what you think of this potential trade in the comments. Update 3. Devastating pitching update. Rotation in Chow's for 2026 opener. All right, Yankees fans, brace yourselves for this last update. We've covered the manager and the hot stove, but now we have to talk about the pitching rotation, and the news is, well, it's not good. The New York Yankees are facing a serious problem trying to figure out their starting rotation for the beginning of next season. In that same post-mortem press conference where he discussed the coaching staff, Aaron Boone dropped several bombshells about the health of our key starters. Let's start with Clarke Schmidt. We all saw Schmidt become a feature of the Yankees starting rotation this season. But then, the devastating news. He had to be shut down halfway through to undergo Tommy John surgery. As any baseball fan knows, that is a brutal, long recovery. Pitchers frequently miss an entire full season just to work back into throwing shape. Now, we have an official timeline from Boone. According to the manager, Schmidt won't even be able to start throwing again until December. The team hopes he can make a return, but not until midway through the 2026 season, and that's only if the recovery timeline goes exactly as planned. When the injury first happened, Boone said Schmidt was obviously devastated and bummed out, but that he was ready to flip the script and get after the rehab. And we are all pulling for him because we saw what he could do. Before the injury, he started 14 games for us, boasting a 3.32 earned run average and an incredible 1.09 whip. That was coming off a 2024 where he was even better with a 2.85 earned run average in 16 starts. The 6-year pro, our first-round pick in 2017, had really found his footing. But here is the real kicker. Schmidt isn't the only starter who is going to be absent. Get ready for this. Gerrit Cole, our ace, the 2023 American League Cy Young Award winner, who also underwent Tommy John surgery and missed the entirety of the 2025 season. Boone confirmed Cole will not be available for the Yankees on opening day against the San Francisco Giants. And there's more. Carlos Rodón. It wasn't Tommy John surgery, but Boone announced in the same press conference that Rodón also had to have an operation. He had surgery to remove loose bodies and shave down a bone spur in his left elbow. The timeline for Rodón? He won't be able to throw for 8 weeks, and his return will also likely be delayed, pushing him into the 2026 season. This is a catastrophe for the rotation. With both Cole and Rodón out for the beginning of the season, the Yankees are beyond desperate for Schmidt's recovery to be as swift as possible. This means that when Schmidt does finally return, he'll likely be in a dogfight for the 5th starter spot, competing with pitchers like Will Warren and Luis Gil. This is all behind the guys who will be there, presumably. Ace lefty Max Fried, the rookie Cam Schlittler, and then, eventually, Cole and Rodón when they are healthy. This is a massive hole to fill. What do you think, Yanks fans? How does Cashman fix this rotation for opening day? And that is all the breaking news we have for you today on the New York Yankees News Network. What a day. What is the biggest story for you? Are you happy Boone is back? Is Brendan Donovan the answer? And just how worried are you about this starting rotation? Let me know all your thoughts and reactions in the comments section below. I want to hear what the Yankees universe is thinking. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here and made it this far, please hit that like button and be sure to subscribe so you never miss an update on our Bronx Bombers. Until next time, this is the New York Yankees News Network, signing off.